Okay, it looks like I'm back to Wingman v.2 chat. So I'm gonna wait a second. I'm gonna see if I can sign on the desktop for you guys. That way I can kind of get a little crosstalk going here on this live stream. Yes, I can see it now. Cool. So I'm gonna shut off the audio so I don't hear my voice. Hi, folks. Tonight, what I thought I'd do, got my ginger ale. Important to have my ginger ale. And I thought I would do a little live chat. Just a lot of people are kind of amped up right now with the coronavirus. There's a lot of things going on. I thought what I'd do is, if I can, to be a little bit of entertainment for you folks tonight. Break up the monotony. Here, let me hit the chat button and see. Let me see some messages such as potential spam, super chats, Okay, viewing options. All right, remember you sensed the beef jerky video? Yes. Let me tell you what, I've learned a lot about video since the beef jerky video. I have to admit, production-wise, that's probably one of the worst production-wise videos I've ever made. Has the most views on the channel, go figure. But I appreciate everybody who's watched it. You got to remember some of these videos, are entertainment. You got to be able to laugh at yourself. If you do this sort of genre, you got to be able to laugh. Some of my best comedy, I look back and I go, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. But, hey, that's what we do. If we're on as a public figure in the YouTube genre, one, you got to have thick skin, and it's been a fun video. I learned a lot about video since then. So let me hear from you guys. Chime in the chat. Let me see where everybody is located at. Video camping trip. Yeah, we just had one. It's been pretty awesome. Before everything kind of went crazy town. Texas, all right. San Diego, all right, brother. I'm still here watching this day. You're still my favorite YouTuber. Thank you. Justin Ray, buddy, painter. Yeah, cool. Appreciate that, brother. Houston, Texas. All right. Hey, we live in a global community now, and that's cool that I'm seeing a lot of folks from around the country. Vegas, baby. That's awesome. I love Vegas. Got some crazy stories about Vegas. Maybe I'll share a couple tonight when I was in the Navy. Justin, I know you're Colorado, baby. I hope you're doing okay out there. Yeah, it's been kind of crazy the past couple days, and tension's been kind of high. I know people that are stressed out pretty hard. I mean, if you're on social media constantly, especially Facebook, I mean, you're going to think like it's the end of the world. And tonight, I just wanted to get on here, just to provide a little bit of entertainment for you folks, break the monotony. I know watching the TV, all they're doing is just, they have the same talking heads on loop. It's just nuts what's going on right now. And believe me, I'm right there with you. And this is my relief tonight, is like coming on, we're talking, having a dialogue. If you guys have questions, post them up. Just remember, this is also a young person. Are you going to more camping trips? Actually, Michael, we just did like if you've watched the channel and a couple other channels of mine that I'm subscribers to, we did like a little down low kind of YouTube meetup, Riverside, California. All right, brother. And we did like a little off the cuff YouTuber meetup, kept it low key. The weekend that we went, it was cold, it was rainy, it was high wind. Let me tell you what, I got some good friends. They all cowboyed up. We hunkered down, we had fun, we shot bows, we did a little bit of jackrabbit hunting with air guns. Just men having fellowship, hanging out, just good times, good cooking. I even made a cherry cobbler in my Dutch oven. Have a video on that on the channel. It was a good time. If you guys follow along on my buddy Alan, who runs a channel called Pharaoh, he runs a backpacking channel. He's like a minimalist and he explores the mountains just a little bit north of LA. And one of my other fellow YouTube brothers is Broseph Russell. He's a bushcrafter, and we've all kind of been subscribers to each other. Then my buddy Dana Webb from Mountain Sports Airguns, he came down from Ventura. So guys were driving. I mean, Broseph's up there in, I believe, want to say Lancaster. And Pharaoh's from the OC, Orange County, up near Anaheim area, I think La Habra. So these guys traveled quite a way. We even had a gentleman, Justin, from Arizona, backpacker, minimalist, does some really cool bicycle camping stuff. He showed up as well. A couple of my nephews. Let me tell you, we had a great time. Funny story, we're camping, and yes, we're planning, hey, how you doing, Thrifty VG? We were camping the first night, Friday night, and it just started to drizzle a little bit. We had a fire going. We were trying to stay warm. It was starting to get cool, down in the low 40s, high 30s. And we heard this crazy whine like you wouldn't believe. I don't even want to try to reproduce it because I'm just going to butcher it. But it was just this crazy like cat, figure a cat on steroids, like rah type thing. And we were like dismissive. I said, man, that's probably a bobcat, you know, because there were jackrabbits around and ground squirrels and such. So I figured, okay, bobcat coming close to camp, smelling food, yada, yada, yada. Then it starts raining a little bit. And we see vehicle lights. Now we're like 12 miles out on BLM land, out in the middle of freaking nowhere. And we see headlights come on, like, hey, anybody else invite anybody? And everybody's like looking like, nah, you know, no. Hey, love to wander. And the headlights come in, and it's a guy with this tricked out freaking Land Rover, probably spent close to maybe $110 on this Land Rover, hauling this really beat up toy hauler. And I'm like, things kind of look a little weird here, depending on the price of the vehicle, towing this toy hauler that's just all tore up. And he comes just bawling past us in the campground. And then we see him go up maybe about 150 feet, and then he just does a quick U-ey and comes back around and stops, jumps out of his vehicle, and he starts pointing at us, and he goes, you guys got to get out of this campground right now. And we're like, what are you talking about, dude? He goes, less than 100 feet away from your camp is the largest cougar I've ever seen. Well, a couple of YouTubers, I'm not going to mention by name, Pharaoh, grabs his video camera and a couple guys, and they take off. He's like, man, I'm not going to miss an opportunity to catch a cougar on camera. He takes off, and I'm like, oh my God, you know, we got a huge cougar in camp. These guys are going off with a video camera. You know, what else can happen? But luckily, nothing happened. So I did a review on this One Tigress Smoky Hunt tent, and I have a video of that down below of the review. And about 3 in the morning, I'm laying on my side because I have a wood stove in the tent, which was just taking the edge off. It was really cool. Had to get up about every hour and a half, throw one small log on the fire, because if not, it would get up to over 100 degrees in there, and it would just not smoke us out, but just heat us out. It was just insane, the amount of heat the stove put out. So I'm laying on my side, looking like towards the inside of the tent to keep feeding the stove, because I could reach out and put wood in the stove. And something nudges me in the back, and I'm like, what the hell? Through the tent, like something nudged me hard on the side. So I look around. There's enough light to see what's going on, and I see this shadow of a figure, not a human, but a low figure, and it's walking around the tent. So I'm like, oh crap. So I I just grab the flashlight and then I just do a quick hey, and then like yell, and I didn't have any more disturbances that evening, that night. So I get up in the morning. I tell the guys. I said, "Hey, I don't know about you guys, but about 2:30, 3 o'clock, something freaking hit me in the back, while I was laying down." And one of the other guys said, "Hey, that's weird. Something kind of nudged me as well." What was crazy was there was no prints of anything, and there was no tracks of like man tracks, human tracks around the tents that were like fresh. I mean, it was bizarre what that was, but something did hit me. I don't know if it was ghost, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, whatever, UFOs, Yeti, that, ancient alien theorists, whatever. But hey, what's up? Robo in the house, SK Explorer. Thank you, bro. You missed a good camp out. We're going to have to go up and camp out soon. So, what were yeah, aliens? No joke. Hey, 12 miles out in the middle of nowhere. I wouldn't doubt it. Trust me, we were way out at high desert San Diego backcountry. What a lot of people don't realize, you think of San Diego, you think of downtown, but there's a lot of backcountry out there, and there's a lot of areas like where I go film that's 4,500 to 6,000 feet, and where we were camping in the high desert was around 4,200 feet. And it's just crazy the different eco zones that you can hit in just a fast rate of time. A lot of the guys were like going, "Yeah, we wanted to snow right now," and I'm like, "Dude, you guys are crazy. It's already getting cold. I can do without the snow. I've camped in snow before." But to answer your question, once everything settles down, I'm going to knock on wood with this Corona deal going on. We're trying to plan a urban air gunner, Rick Ward in the house, baby. We're trying to plan a spring type meetup, same type of thing. One of my fellow YouTubers that lives up north, when I say north, up near, no bears down here. There's no bears. Too far south. Yeah, I'll let you know, man. Send me a message, Love to Wander, and I'll put you on the list. Up near Ventura, that area, got some local mountains, and we're going to try to do the spring camp up in that area. I think that would be really cool. They got a lot of big old fatty ground squirrels and some big old jackrabbits. We can get out there with the air guns and just let them grip and rip, get out with the bows, and just have a fun time. I got a new fishing rod. I don't know if you guys, I think I took it downstairs. I might have. I won a Rick's Old Stomping Grounds. I won a fishing rod. You guys can look it up. It's called Penn Fishing Rods. Now, my buddy Pharaoh Allen had a giveaway contest. You can't say contest on YouTube, but he had a giveaway, and he was asking questions. I was one of the first ones to chime in. So he's done so many reviews for Penn fishing rods. He stands behind the product so well that they've developed and named a fishing rod after his YouTube channel, which was really cool. It's called the Pharaoh Rod. And it's probably about, I want to say 6 feet long, telescoping. And you can put everything in a backpack. So check them out, pennfishingrods.com. If you're into fishing season's coming up real soon. So I'm looking to go out. We have a lake east of San Diego called Lake Cuyamaca. If a lot of people are familiar with that area, up near Julian, a big old mining town. And that lake has a lot of cool, got trout, it's got some bass in it. They have some carp that they keep asking us to go up there and bow fish, and that they keep trying to entice us, saying that they'll give us a free night of camping for every carp that we can take out of the lake. So I think we're going to go up there with maybe a 12-pack of Michelob Ultra and a couple cigars, and we're going to go up there and see if we can't get some free nights camping and get some carp out there. So, yeah, if you guys get a chance, Check out that fishing pole at penfishingrods.com. Let me tell you what, it actually, I wish I had it right now. It looks just like a huge pen, and it's just a beautiful rod made out of graphite. Just awesome quality. I can't wait to get out there. He recommends, because he's fishing a lot of these little brooks. He's only using 2-pound test line, and he's catching some phenomenal stuff on 2-pound and 4-pound test line, especially up in the Sierras. He went up to Sequoia. So check out his channel. His channel's called Pharaoh. Awesome. Alan has like almost 800 videos. I mean, you're gonna love his adventures. He has, if you're into like old mines, old mining, exploring, minimalist camping, he goes out with just a tarp. Sometimes he just goes out with like a rain poncho, and I mean no sleeping bag, stuff like that. Up into the mountains at 5,000 feet, 5,500 feet. Just insane. But the guy's got skills. He's been out there. He knows what he's doing, and he just makes it happen. So, yeah, we're looking to do a meetup like that real soon. Now, we're going to be doing some air gun stuff again real soon. It's getting that time of year. Starting to warm up down here in San Diego. These ground squirrels, they need a little bit of lead motivation. So we're going to get out there with, I got a new moderator for my, he said he pooped and there's no toilet paper. Nick's in the house. Nick is featured on the channel a few times. He's one of my air gun aficionados. He's modified a few of the Air Force air guns. Check him out. If you like, Rick, you need to come out and get on some ground squirrels with us, man. If you like air guns, if you like modding air guns, Nick, I featured on the channel on a couple of videos. Check it out. But I got one thing I have close by, a new moderator for my Talon P, and I can't wait to test this out for you guys. What this is going to do, it's going to tame the beast. Now, the Talon P is a 25 caliber carbine, pre-charged pneumatic air gun. Beautiful air gun. And I had it out with us on our camp out, and we were going after jackrabbits, but the weather got so bad that all the game just kind of just went to cover. But we're going to be doing a review on that moderator for the Talon P. That's new for 2020. I have a lot of, let me see, got a lot of archery videos. I got sleep deprivation. I've been working like 14, 16 hour day. It's been crazy. It's been crazy. I'm just going to tell you. But I had to do something here to decompress tonight because social media is just like the end of the world. So we're going to be a little entertainment for you folks tonight. Let's see what else we got going on. I got a BioLite base camp stove that has a pizza oven. I'm going to do a review on that. And I'm going to do some pizza recipes. And I got a few other things for camp cooking up my sleeve that I think that's going to be really cool to showcase on the channel. And then another one from BioLite is their Base Camp XL Lite. I'll be doing a full review on this. 500 lumens. It has a battery in there, 12,000 milliamp battery, so you can recharge your devices. We're going to do a full review on this. Let's see, where you party hard, wild chicks. San Diego, baby. That's how we roll. But yeah, that's going to be some of the stuff that we have coming down. Got some cool archery videos coming down. I'm really working on like an arrow tuning video for you guys. I have a setup. I have a new bow, two new bows. One I featured recently on the channel, it was the Southwest Archery Ghost takedown longbow. Very nice bow. If you have a local archery shop and you have a chance, and if they carry Southwest Archery gear, go in there, and if they have that, test it out. It is it's just a stunning bow, beautiful bow. And for the price, I mean, it's like around 160 bucks. I mean, you can't beat that to get into the game of archery. So for arrows, a bow, maybe a glove, and an arm guard, you're probably looking at 250 to 280 bucks maybe. You're in the game, baby. And now you're slinging arrows downrange. So I'm going to be doing a few more videos with that longbow. I want to do a few hunting videos with it. It's really cool. And then I purchased a Shrew Classic Hunter. It's the Ron LeClaire owns the company of Shrew Bows. And then Henry Bodnick from Bodnick Bows makes it. Take care, Thrifty VG. You have a good night. Henry Bodnick and Bodnick Bows make this bow. And this is, I'm going to grab it right now. Hold on. We're right here. We might as well do show and tell. So, while I'm here, look at the stunning beauty of this bow. I mean, Coco Bolo limbs. I believe they have bamboo core. Just beautiful limb tips. Oh, my ham radio for those emergencies just fell. But just stunning bow. Beautiful bow. I always wanted like a custom type bow. And this is about as close to custom as you can get. I called to order this bow. And I was thinking, oh, some schmooze going to get on the phone. It was Mr. Ron LeClaire himself picks up the phone. I was like, I've been a huge fanboy of Ron LeClaire. I mean, this guy in the 70s and 80s, I mean, he was shooting Frisbees and shooting coins and stuff. Hey, GoFools, hi, how you doing? He's shooting freaking coins out of the air with Howard Hill style longbows back in the day. Just impressive. Just been a huge fan of Mr. Ron LeClaire ever since I was a teenager. And when he picks up the phone, I was like, oh my God, I'm speaking to Ron LeClaire. I was like, for a second, it's like meeting at a rock concert or some star that you've always wanted to meet. And it's like, he's like, hello. I was like, oh, sorry, Mr. LeClaire. I didn't realize, that you, of course, I run the shop. And I was like, well, of course he does. It's his name's on the shop. So I talked to Ron for a hot minute. And let me tell you what, just great guy to talk to. Awesome. He gave me some tips on setup. He gave me some tips on, just size of the arrow and things like that. And just all around awesome guy who loves archery. And even Henry Bodnick. I mean, I went on the Shrew Facebook page and I made a couple comments. And I mean, the owner of the freaking company that makes the bows, answers questions about stuff. And I'm like, that's what I love about the archery community. I mean, people generally love helping out other folks to help promote the sport. It was just amazing. So we're going to be doing a full video review on the Shrew Classic Hunter. We're going to be doing some more stuff with the Southwest Archery, the camp out. Hopefully, if we're not on total freaking worldwide lockdown in 2 months, because right now my vacation is, there are no vacations right now for me. I'm on 6 days and till whenever for right now. So that's why I'm kind of doing a live update too, because I just want to put out content. I started the year and I was like, I'm really going to focus this year on putting out some content on a regular basis. And January had a hell of a good month. We put out what I think was a lot of great content. And I'm trying to do more like vlog style videos because it's easier for me to do rather than get all the gear, get all the production stuff. And I think it's more authentic, a lot of those videos. So I was doing more vlog stuff. And then February, we were pumping it out. Yeah, we're planning on, Dana and we're trying to plan stuff. Dana's open. It's all my schedule right now because Dana does it full time. So, I'm hoping, like I said, if I can get time off, I mean, we're gonna do it because my people talk to his people, and you know, Dana, is she hot? Dana runs Mountain Sports Airguns, awesome channel. If you are an airgun aficionado, you need to go check out his channel. Runs an awesome airgun channel, and he has an awesome. Let me see his website. I think Mountain Sports Airguns website too. He does like a full breakdown, photos, written commentary, stuff like that. And I think he also links the videos that he does on stuff. So if you really want to deep dive, if you're looking to get into air guns and you're looking to spend the money, hey, Mike Hall, how you doing, bud? Check him out. I mean, just awesome, super chill guy. I love his dog, Marley. Marley was camping with us. Beautiful little dog. I mean, he's trained the dog to go retrieve the game that he harvests. So, I mean, she's out there looking for the rabbits. She's looking for the squirrels. She's out there in the thick of it, and she's just a beautiful, even-tempered, awesome dog. Awesome sidekick for the channel. Can't say enough good things. So, yeah, we want to do a lot of stuff. It's just Southern Ontario checking in. Well, I'm half Canadian, brother, so you guys stay strong up there. I heard they just closed down the border, so stay strong up there. Trying to think what else we got lined up. Summertime. Am I late? But here, great night. Yeah, I'm not here to pitch the knife tonight. I'm doing just some stress relief. I know social media has been kind of a drag with all the crazy talk out there. You got the extremists, preppers on one side. You got the people on the other side that are hoarding poop paper. And then you got grandma in the middle that just wants to watch Judge Judy and just live her life. And it's just a little crazy right now. So we just got to roll with it. I have a flashlight review coming. And this is the Nightcore P22R. And this is a cool flashlight. What I liked about this flashlight is, you know how sometimes when you get a flashlight, you get those nasty wannabe ballistic nylon holsters. Mountain Man, do you have a sister? Hey, this isn't the love boat, man. Bro, sup? So, you know how a lot of times, let me get a drink here real quick. I need to put a little moonshine in there. Anyway, a lot of times you get these janky ass ballistic wannabe nylon sheaths with your flashlight. And I'm going to be honest, when I do a review, a lot of times the first thing I say is that those janky ass nylon sheaths have to go. First thing I criticize. Well, check this out. I think someone listened to me on this one. This is some sort of ABS plastic. So the jury's still out about how long this is going to hold up, but I've been testing it out, and so far it's been working really good. Has the belt clip, but what's cool, check it out. You can adjust the belt clip in the back to the size of your belt. So if you're wearing a duty belt, obviously it's going to get bigger. If you're wearing a smaller belt, dress belt, whatever, then you can notch that over and then you're good to go. But check it out. Boom, clips in. So you can wear this upside down. You can wear it this. You can wear it a couple different ways. Now, what I like about this, look, I'm doing a review here on the live chat, but bear with me. You can turn it on. So obviously it turns on, but you can adjust into strobe just by holding it down. Now, I'm going to tell you, the strobe on this, I had the wife strobe me. Now, don't get crazy. We're keeping this G-rated tonight, right? So I meant the flashlight now. The flashlight. She strobes me with this flashlight. And the way that they do the pattern of the strobing, it instantly made me like nauseous, and I almost wanted to fall down. It was nuts. So they're using some sort of weird freaking alien mind messing with your head, mind melding stuff with that strobe. Because it was like the X-Files type stuff where I'm waiting for Agent Mueller now to come up and like deprogram me. It was that crazy. And it like for like a half hour, my eyes were like when you're a kid and you're stupid and you're like looking at the sun for too long. You look at it through dad's welding hood, and then you take the welding hood away, and little Billy tells you, hey, how long can you look at the sun? And you look at it and you're dumb, and now all of a sudden you can't see for like 20 minutes. Yeah, that was kind of like this. That strobe kind of hurt the eyeballs for a little bit, and it really disoriented. But it's cool. It's got a charging port on the side. Comes with a cable. Charging was really fast on this. It took no time at all. And yeah, let me see. We're doing a full review here on the fly on this. It's taking a 1835 IO lithium battery. So it's a little bit different than the 18650s in size. I think they're doing it just to get the amps up there a little bit to put out power. And I'm supposed to do a review on it, but with everything that's going on right now, there just has not been time to do a proper review. Couldn't hear. I had to restart. Sorry, Broseph. Broseph was out camping with us. He has a really cool video as well of the camp out. These guys, we did a raffle. I had a raffle of like a lot of gear that I had reviewed over the years that was still like really good. And let's see, strobe is nice feature. Loved it as a Leo, now retired, just plain old. Yeah, then you're going to like this Nightcore MT10C. This, I've been carrying, here, will it focus? I've been carrying this probably for about a year everywhere I go. And I just love this little flashlight. I keep it close by. And when I wear dress pants, here, I carry this one. This is a Olight, and it is the I1R EOS. And this is just a little twisty. But you can put it in your pocket, and you can recharge it with a micro USB cable. And I mean, I've carried that now for probably 2 years, and it works really good. Got me a PP. It's pretty sweet. Do you still have one? Yes, I do. And what I'm going to do is on the PP700, he's referring to a pellet pistol that I have that's a pre-charged pneumatic pistol. It's pretty bitchin', and I'm going to have my nephew, Nick, you can adjust the air on the regulator. There's a little port underneath where the trigger assembly is. So he's my air gunsmith. He's the guy that he knows it better than I do, and I'm going to let him play around with it a little bit and see if we can't maybe supercharge the P700 to make it just a Kraken. Now, that little air gun, that little pistol, one thing I need to get a moderator for it because that bad boy is loud. There's a lot of air going out of a small barrel, and that bad boy sounds like freaking artillery going off when you fire off a pellet with that. It's 22 caliber, and I'm just shooting the Crossman domed hollow point pellets that you can get at Walmart. You can get them at any sporting goods store, and it likes to shoot them. It likes to eat those pellets. Really good. I mean, the most you're going to shoot that pistol is maybe 20 yards, 25 yards, and I mean it's pretty accurate. I put a Bushnell red dot on that bad boy. You can pick up a Bushnell red dot for like, I don't know, 45 bucks, and it's working really good. I don't like using sights because, as you can tell, I'm using reading glasses. So when I'm getting out there, everything's getting a little foggy out there at the end of the arms. So with the red dot, let's see, how many shots before the velocity slows down? I don't know. I got to run it across crawny. Maybe I'll do a crawny test on it. I know Nick has a crawny, and it might have a tape on it to be able to tell the feet per second and the average and how many foot-pounds is coming out. But I can do a crawny video on it. Maybe I will, because a lot of people have been watching that video. They like that video. So there's actually, you know, people out there interested in that sort of thing. And getting back at that, I think YouTube is kind of like hiding some of the video content of some of us creators. Because people just aren't getting the views. I mean, in our genre, and I got friends that have, you know, 250,000 subscribers, and they're only getting like 1,000 views, and you're like, things that make you go, So something's going on down there at the YouTube headquarters with any sort of outdoor related content that they deem is not, quote, politically correct. So with air guns, knife reviews, any sort of stuff that's kind of manly type stuff, mine's shooting at 75 yards at a soup can. Check it out. Do me a favor, my email's on my YouTube page. Shoot me a link or send me some sort of message on social media. I'm also on Facebook, the Wingman page on Facebook. Send me a message with that link. I'd love to check that out. And I'll sub your channel, man. I'll check it out. We got to support each other. But with that, I mean, I'm just sitting here tonight, chilling, just trying to see what everybody's up to out there, just trying to ease the stress and the trials and tribulations of everything that's going on right now. And hopefully you guys get a little bit of a laugh from some of my zany, crazy stories. And we're just going to have fun, you know. Just have fun. So with that, if you got, opening up the questions, comments, you know, just keep it clean because there's kids who watch the channel. But almost everything's on the table. As long as we keep it G-rated, you know, we're good to go. So Clint Eastwood's in the house. Oh, my God. Clint Eastwood is in the house, baby. Yeah. Clint, I've been a fan of yours forever. But if you guys have any statements, videos you'd like to see, we'll talk about it. Ginger ale, folks. I love that stuff. But, you know, just mellowing out after a hard day at work. It's been crazy. I think I'm on day 8 right now in a row, so we're just rolling with the punches. But if you guys want to chime in again, let's see where everybody's from. I know a couple people were from Texas. I know Rick's over there in Georgia. But let's see it. Post it up, baby. Where's everybody from? Ohio. I thought Clint Eastwood lived in Hollywood. How's the weather in Ohio? Slotvika? Dude, I got to get up to Mammoth. We need to do a camping trip, shoot some bows, do some fishing. Robo has a channel, and check him out. Let's see. Thanks for the review. The smoke jumper ordered mine after seeing your review, and he's up in Montana. Let me tell you what, that smoke jumper is a beast. Pennsylvania, but living west of Pittsburgh. Love me some fishing. Brosep's got an awesome carving video out right now. He's a wood carver. Whitewater, where's Whitewater, California? That's cool. What, Jordan, what sort of sport do you do? You were born here in SoCal, in Mike's backyard. Jordan, what, post up what sort of sport that you do. But yeah, we I talked to my mom today. She's up in northern Maine, and 84, living by herself up there in Aroostook County, and they said getting a little bit more snow. She's she's still out there on the homestead. I called on to check on her, make sure everything was all right, and she said, "Jonathan, I've been prepping for 80 something years. It's nothing new." So I said, "You okay?" You know, and she goes, "I'm okay. Nobody's come to check on me the past 7 or 8 days. Ain't no big deal. I'm self quarantined, so it's gonna be all right." So I'm gonna keep calling her every day, just check on her. Palm Springs. I love Palm Springs in the winter. But yeah, Palm Springs is awesome. I love it out that way. 10 pin bowling, basketball, and slow pitch. Hey, 10 pin, is that candle pin? Because we used to candle pin bowl as kids up in northern Maine. The ball was probably a little bit bigger than a softball. We didn't have bowling alleys, man. We were up there in the sticks. Aroostook County, I think, gosh, at that time, probably only had 30,000 people. Where am I from? I'm currently living in San Diego, and I grew up in northern Maine. I grew up in Aroostook County in a little town called Portage Lake, out of Cabazon. All right, man. Loving it. Yeah, it was a great place to grow up in the 70s. And Broseph up there in Lancaster. It's still cold up there right now. But yeah, northern Maine, hunt back in the day before they clear cut the state and kind of changed the habitat for the white-tailed deer population. Raining up there in Lancaster has been beautiful down here. Back in the day, my grandfather's time, you know, back in the early 1920s, 30s, 40s, I mean, it was just raw wilderness. So they had these huge white-tailed deer. And even like in the 70s, growing up as a kid, deer hunting with my dad, early 80s, it wasn't really a problem then. I mean, because the loggers were still using chainsaws. Now they have these machines that just come up, they grapple the tree, they shear them off, they put them on a trailer and haul them out of the woods. Go to Oxbow in the winter. Yeah, Oxbow's close to Portage. John, I know it used to be an AO. Yeah, I didn't see the whole comment, but yeah, it used to be an AO in the Navy. So yeah, they cut so much timber that the white-tailed deer population, I mean, it was crazy. How a beginner like me to start fishing or fashing, I don't know what fashing is, but fishing. I don't know. I'm not a huge fishing aficionado, so I am not the one probably to seek info on that. Because just watch is what watch that you were wearing. God, I can't even read right now. I'm so tired. Here, let me take it off. I'll show you. This is a G-Shock Casio, and John, I know what you used to be in AO do right now. It takes up so much of your time. I'll tell you in just a second. G-Shock Casio, it's a Bluetooth, and it keeps track of your steps. So what I do right now, I'm an operations manager of a very large grocery store here in San Diego. So you can imagine what's going on right now with the coronavirus. It's been crazy trying to get product to the store and just being able to take care of my customers. Um, because we're an important part of the community. I mean, the whole community hub, they all come to your local grocery store. So, whole back, I'll give you a little background so you know the whole story. I get out of the Navy. When I get out of the Navy, I got hired by a company called General Dynamics. And at that point, I was in the Naval Reserves. And being a former AO, I had a security clearance, which was required when you're dealing with ordnance and when you're dealing with live ammunition and certain aspects of the airplane that I used to work on, which was F-14 Tomcats. Best plane in the Navy still, even though they don't have it. But thank you, Jordan. Appreciate that. So when I get out of the Navy, I started building Tomahawk missiles for General Dynamics because I had the proper clearance to be able to work in secret areas. We'll just leave it at that. So I used to build certain parts of Tomahawks, and that ran its course. I worked that for a while, and then, if you work in the aerospace industry, you have to get used to contracts ending, and then a lot of times you have to go work for another company. So that was the case. Reagan signed the INF treaty with Gorbachev. Things wound down. My brother's in the Ontario Air Force. God bless him, Jordan. Appreciate it. Thank him for his service. He's doing awesome. And so I went to work for a company named Roar Industry. And what's that on my tongue? No, nothing. No studs. I'm not that type of guy. I'm no goth. None of that. It's probably just the lighting. So I worked for a company named Roar Industries, and Roar at that time, they made older Hawk missiles are my dad's work, lifetime recall, military service. So, cool. Thank you guys. At that time, Roar Industries, they were the inventor of what was called the drop hammer. And they were basically like the forefathers of a lot of aviation innovations. So with the drop hammer, they were able to make like cowlings and certain parts of fuselage parts and things like that. So I went down to Roar Industries to apply. Show me your longest tongue. No, we're not going to do that. So I'm not Gene Simmons. So back in the day, in order to even get a job there, there was a 40-hour sort of like competency test. So I show up because everybody says that they can do this. Oh, yeah, I can do this. I can do that. I can weld. I can drill. I can do, okay, whatever. They said, okay. They give me a parts bin and a bunch of plans, and they go, okay, you have 40 hours to build these parts. Okay. So there was probably about 20 of us there. So after day one, probably about 15. And within about 22 hours, I was done with everything. And they used to hire retired assemblers and such to run the classes, because these old timers, I mean, they had a wealth of knowledge that you just can't buy. And so this guy, I remember him, he had a heavy like New England, hey, come here there, young fella. And I was probably, I don't know, 27-ish, 26, 27. And he goes, "You think you're done early there? You think the quality is good and such?" And he's just grilling me, And I was like, "Yeah, I stand behind my work." I go, "I wouldn't turn it in if I didn't think that it would, one, pass like safety regulations, being safe for flight, because you're building parts someone's grandma, your grandfather, your aunt, your uncle, your kids are going to fly on a plane. I mean, there's a lot of responsibility." So he's out there with his feeler gauges and testing the holes with his go no go gauges and things like that. And um, within the hour, he's like making me an assistant, where he began to start to learn war history, because there's so many of them documentaries. Began, sorry about my no problem. Um, he made me like a helper for the rest of the class to assist him. And then me and another guy had turned in our work, so we were both like the helpers. And then when the class was over, I mean, they started assigning people jobs. So at that point, I started making engine struts for Boeing 757s. Now, engine struts are what actually holds the engines, and we had a couple models, one for General Electric engines and one for Rolls Royce engines, and I built those for a while. Then I worked on C-130, and then remember, like I said, Roar had was the innovator of the drop hammer, so they had all this tooling that was available. Hey, thanks a lot, Rick. Thank you for your service, man. They had all this tooling of older airplanes. So a lot of our older military aircraft, i.e., P-51 Mustangs and things like that, that were sold to foreign governments for their air force, and they were still flying some of these in the late 80s and 90s. We were making like one-off parts. I mean, it gets really expensive when you're doing that. And I got to be on that program for a while. You'd go out and try to find the tooling for the part that, that you'd been contracted to make, and did that for a while. And then things wound down, and uh, about 11,000 of us are laid off. It's 1991, and Gulf War, things are going on, stuff in California. They enacted like their own EPA, and it just got too much for some of these aerospace companies to turn a profit and be able to work. I mean, you got the feds, and then all of a sudden the state. It was just way too much. So Roar decides that they were going to go to a state that was a little bit more friendly for business. So they set up shop out in Foley, Alabama. But the only caveat to that was none of us could go out there to work. So 11,000 of us got laid off, and I had a little baby at the time. She's 30 years old now. Time flies by fast. And we had to reinvent myself. So grocery at that time was alive and kicking, just an awesome career to get into. So I got in the grocery business, and I worked my way up from pushing carts to running stores, and now that's what we're doing. So right now we're just trying to keep food on the shelf for folks out there right now in this crazy time that we're in. A lot of our folks are out there working 12 to 14, 16, 18-hour days, a couple hours sleep, and just trying to stay open, because there's a lot of people out there that are in need right now. A lot of old people. Be surprised the amount of senior citizens right now that need our help. So if you got a relative, if you got a neighbor, if you got an extra pack of toilet paper, paper towels, this isn't a PSA, but I'm just seeing it at ground zero. That's the right thing to do right now. Hook them up. It's going to go a long way. It's going to take a lot of stress off them. A lot of them have special needs. They're already disabled, and it's not going to do them any good for their safety to get out. Now's the time for us to be the best version of ourselves that we can be, and to step up and just to help them out. You shop at Aldi's quite often? Yeah, Aldi's, they're a pretty good operation, man. They run a good operation. I'm not going to knock any grocery store. Everybody's trying to turn a buck, and everybody's trying to help each other out, and everybody's doing jobs, that they got to do. Just be mindful right now. If you got, like I said, if you got that extra pack of toilet tissue, maybe your neighbor, the old Mrs. Johnson next door that's 90 years old, mate, she can't get out. A lot of folks are shed-ins now. A lot of folks can't get like Instacart isn't working right now just because there's nothing on the shelf. Things like that, help that neighbor out. It's going to pay off dividends. Let's see, solid single parent gun today, took the FFL transfer. Steve, you never know. I'm not going to be a tinfoil hat person. You got to protect your family, and you got to do what you can to protect your family, and who knows what's going to happen. And I didn't want this video to be like a Debbie Downer. Just want you guys to know, truthful. I've always been truthful with you guys. And I manage, I'm an operations manager of a large grocery store, and keeps me busy. Good paying job here in San Diego. And, we got about 60 people employed at my store. It's a big national owned company store. I don't say it just for obvious reasons, but, let's see. My dad worked the U.S. military in Georgia in the 60s, where my sister was born, and we moved to SoCal. I've seen a lot of military people shopping right now, believe it or not, in the public stores, just because a lot of the commissaries, I think, are having trouble as well getting stuff. And it isn't, here's the thing, here's the misnomer. It isn't that there's a shortage of food. The problem is the system is not designed for this type of stress on it. Send you a gallon of milk. Brother, Tart Buddy, hey, I don't even have powdered milk right now to send you, my friend. The system is not designed to handle this type of stress on it, where everybody just taxes the system. I was talking about this with a friend of mine. If we look back in history, we had the fires in San Diego, or earthquakes, or some other calamity. It's regional. We're able to move resources around from the East Coast. Water trucks can come in from out of state and things like that. But we're dealing with a thing right now that is nationwide. And I told folks, what's worse than the coronavirus is the fear virus. The fear virus right now is what's causing everybody to do the crazy buying habits and such. So all I can say is, do the best that you can. Take care of your family. Take care of your friends. Let's try to love one another. And let's help out our senior community, because they're the high risk right now. We do not need them. Like in California, they're saying that if you're 65 or older, to please self quarantine and try to stay away from people as much as possible. So if you got a neighbor, hey, call them up. Say, hey, Mrs. Johnson, is there anything that you need? I'm going out, or I have this. I have, 400 extra rolls of toilet paper. Can I give you 10? Sort of thing. It's going to go a long ways, dude. The karma is going to go a long way. So with that, do you guys have any questions, any videos that you want to see done, any crazy stories that you want to hear, crazy Navy stories? Spent 5 years in 2 F-14 squadrons. Got a couple some crazy deployment stories of in the 1980s when it was actually fun. You get away with a lot of stuff. Like we used to have WOG Day. You cross the equator, and man, they'd beat you with wet fire hoses, and oh my God, you would be so bruised now. I don't think you could even touch anybody. Hands off. You had plenty of MREs. No, this person here does not like MREs. I still have nightmares of the old C rations. In the 80s, I did a deployment, 1985. I'm going to take a drink here real quick. Then I'll tell you. Did a deployment, 1985. I was on the Constellation. I'm in VF-21. And we're out in the middle of the Indian Ocean. And of course, with any old aircraft carrier, the evaporator goes down for fresh water. So when that happens, guess what? You have to shut down the galleys. Can't cook, can't take showers. You know, things were starting to get a little ripe out there on the ship. And oh, dude, you were an AO and an A7 squadron? Oh my God, man, you guys worked your ass off with bombs. Respect, brother, respect. Those Mark 82s are no joke. And they started breaking out these like Vietnam era sea rats, and they were the nastiest. I think I still have nightmares of that type of food. Anytime I see an MRE, I must have like post-traumatic MRE flashback stress or something, you know, because it just makes my gut roll. It's just terrible. So no MREs, man. I'd rather eat Mountain House, and I hate Mountain House. When you're camping and you're backpacking, I did a week backpack in the Sierras, and one of my buddies, a relative of mine, ate Mountain House chili mac every meal. After about day 2.5, it was called the Mountain House stench. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. The Mountain House stench was terrible. I mean, even walking ahead with the wind in my face, the Mountain House stench. EOD, 8 sea rats before MR. Yeah. See, you can comment about sea rats. They were terrible. But, you know, there may be a certain flavor of Mountain House that's appealing, but what is your favorite emergency dry food? Actually, Vicks VapoRub is good all-around German fighter. Yeah, Vicks VapoRub is the cat's meow. Okay, my favorite long-term storage food, actually, I dehydrate a lot of stuff. So after that one backpacking trip that I did, and gosh, it was a long time ago. I think one of my first videos on the channel, it was Big Pine Lakes. And actually on that video, somebody thinks they saw a silhouette of a Bigfoot. Godson, hear me lie. They said they saw a silhouette of a Bigfoot on there. Check that video out because I did a little research. Somebody else had a video of Big Pine Lakes back in the day. I don't know if the video is still on YouTube. That caught a glimpse of what could be maybe a Sasquatch. Just saying, ancient alien theorists believe that there could be a Sasquatch up there near Big Pine Lakes. Just saying. I didn't see it personally, but people say that they saw it on camera. Now, okay, let's get to crazy stories. Bigfoot, dude, I'm telling you, Sasquatch, he's out there. I'm just going to leave it at that. I got plans. We're probably going to do a Bigfoot trip, hopefully this year. Okay, another crazy story. I'm doing a video review, and I'm going to see if I can't remember what the knife was or if it was an axe. But I'm editing the video, and I hear like a whisper in this video, and I'm like, what the hell? So I turn up the volume on it, on this edit, and it says my real first name, Jonathan. So I'm hacking, and there's like a little break, and you hear in the video, Jonathan. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. So I back it up. I play it again. I'm hacking. You can see I'm not talking. And you hear it again, Jonathan. So that was a crazy instance. out there in the woods. I was by myself. I didn't hear it at the time. I heard it like a little EVP type, maybe ghost hunter type thing while I was home. It picked it up on the external mic, but that was strange oddity there as well. Now another time, now this place where I go film up in Laguna, and they had since taken the video down. Could have been a hoax. I don't know. But they had a video of a shadowed, huge, hairy shadow figure in the area where I film quite a bit. Now, that kind of prompted me, like, hey, I got to go out there. I want to be out there, and if it's going to happen, I want to see it. Sort of thing. So, I've been filming out there. Gosh, I probably filmed 150, maybe 200 videos out there in this one location. So I'm out there this one time, a couple years ago. I just get out of the Jeep, my mobile YouTube studio, and all of a sudden I just hear this whoo, 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 whoo. Bigfoot air gun challenge. Yeah, baby. So it's like this orangutan or this freaking ape type thing like hooting at me, and I'm like, what the hell, So I don't pay it any mind. I'm like, you know what? Somebody's messing around. I'm out here. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, Raven. I don't know, man. Steve. It was, it was crazy. It was freaky. It was like some sort of like ape, like doing a weird thing. Anyway, I'm like, damn it! I got to make this video. I didn't drive 50 miles one way just to get wimped out, turn around and leave. So I go to this company located near called O'Meal. So I'm going to have to check them out. So anyway, I go into the woods, probably about a quarter mile. And all of a sudden I hear, like, just out of sight, because the woods, you could probably see a couple hundred yards. But it's loud enough to where it's close. But it's just out of that sight. And I hear it over here. And I mean, it's loud, dude, loud. Like, it's like right next to me loud. So like, oh, crap. So a couple minutes later, I hear it over here. So I'm like, how the hell is something over here going to get over there? I hear it over here, and it's like the same thing. Just that crazy, and it's loud. And then it's like right in front of me. I'm like, okay, I'm tapping out. I didn't know what it is, who it is. I know that the Navy SEALs do like land nav type stuff up there. I'm going to check those out, Broseph. I'm going to check them out. Also, the Air Force at the time had a Air Force base up there, and I think they used to do like a mountain warfare type school because you're up at 6,000 feet. It's high, like alpine type stuff. There's a lot of room for them to get out there and, do their survival training. And it's a bunch of different weather patterns, and it gets cold, hot, all that stuff. Are we going to need a 50 cal? I probably would have liked a 50 cal that day, but I don't know if it would have done any good. I mean, I couldn't see where anything was. I want that freaking gun like Jesse Ventura had on Predator. The freaking, it almost looks like the gun that we had in the F-14, the M61A1, but just that little mini cannon, little 4 or 5 barrel, just coming in and just mowing everything down. Let me tell you. I got my Jeep, and I said, you know what? Something's telling me that, yeah, the saw, there you go, that today's not the day to, like, be in the woods. And I came home. I called it a day. I said, you know what? Sometimes you just got to say, what the heck, and just call it a day. But with that, I've been on the live chat now. It looks like an hour and 10 minutes. We'll run it down real quick. If you guys got any rapid fire, quick questions, next 5 minutes or so. Mini GAT, yeah, baby. 200 rounds per minute. M61A1 on the F-14, that thing, I think it would fire 100 rounds a second. And we had a thing on there called a gun control unit that we used to be able to set on either 50 round bursts or 100 round bursts, or you could do like a full, if they hold the trigger, it does a full drum dump of 20 millimeter. And we wouldn't do that because if a pilot got crazy, I mean, you're going to dump the whole thing. Woods can be scary, especially when you're alone. There's only a couple times that I've gotten really scared by myself in the woods, and that was one of the times. And then one time I'm filming a review, talking about scary times now. Filming a review, and just, you ever have that feeling like somebody's watching you? And all of a sudden, like, the hair on your arms and on the back of your neck sticks up, and the spidey senses kick in, and you just get this really uncomfortable feeling. And one time I'd gotten that, and it wasn't because I thought like somebody was out there. It was because I thought maybe a cougar was somewhere close by, and it could have been. Got lost when bobcat hunting started to snow. It can happen, man. It can happen. Looked the same when it started snowing. Yeah, I got turned around a couple times in Maine hunting when it's snowing. I mean, it's easy to do. And where we lived in Portage, behind my parents' house, we had these railroad tracks. And then it was like wilderness, and that was our playground. And it was like a cedar swamp. And anybody who's been up in that part of the woods, cedar swamps are like this. I mean, that's why we all used like 30-30 Winchester lever action rifles, because they were the best bush gun. One, the barrels are short. You're not shooting more than 30, 40, 50 yards, even though you could probably get a good 100-yard shot with a 30-30, but they're a good bush gun. And we'd carry a 30-30, or I had an over and under that I used to carry as a kid, a 410 22. I think it was a H&R shotgun that my dad gave me. Waited it out to hopefully hear the hound. Yeah, sometimes you just got to sit down. Sitting down is the best thing. And there was one time mountain bike riding that I got chased by coyotes. Got a little freaked out. I used to mountain bike race. I used to race a lot. I used to ride about 300 miles a week training, because I used to do 24-hour races in the 90s and early 2000s. And one day, I was training, and I looked over and I saw like these 3 coyotes up on this hillside, and they start like shadowing me. And then I'm like, oh crap. And I look down and I see these other coyotes. And I was like, if I start hauling ass on my bike, these things are going to run me down. So I got off the bike and kind of grabbed it just in case, like a Spartan shield. I don't know if it would have done any good, but it made me feel a lot better. And been followed at night by 2 pair. That would be scary right there. And I walked for a little ways. I started yelling. I threw some rocks, and then finally another rider showed up, and then the coyotes just kind of dispersed. I'll tell you a funny story real quick, mountain bike story, that involved a bear. I was up camping at Mount Shasta, and me and my relative, Chris, were just mountain bike freaks. I mean, we used to do bicycle tours. We pedaled. If you know California, where Hearst Castle is, Cambria area, we pedaled from Hearst Castle all the way to my house here in San Diego. We've done Santa Barbara to San Diego a couple times. It's just been crazy. Wolves walking into your tree stand would be nuts. It'd be awesome to see. I'd love to catch it on film. So we're riding around, and I'm barrel assing because I'm this adrenaline junkie. I love speed, and I'm hauling ass on my mountain bike down this old logging road, and I'm probably doing 25, 30 miles an hour, which doesn't seem like much, but when you're in tight trees and you've never ridden the trail, it's you're clipping along pretty good. So all of a sudden, this brown bear out of nowhere runs right out in front of me, and my front tire nips that brown bear right in the ass. And because I couldn't stop. I mean, I come up on it so quick, and it hits him right in the ass, and he tucks tail. Oh, Broseph, thank you, brother. Thank you so much. He tucks tail, and he scoots off into the woods. And at that point, I jump off the bike, and the adrenaline dump is like, oh my God, like the first time I harvested a white-tailed deer, I mean, I was just shaking so bad. And my relative Chris rolls up, and he says, hey man, what's going on? I'm like, I can't even talk, right? I'm stuttering. I'm like, I just hit a bear. And he's like, what the hell are you talking about, man? I go, I just hit a bear. And thanks, Brian. Appreciate it. And Broseph, thank you for the super chat. Mass respect, bro. And all of a sudden, after I like stuttered out bear for like maybe the fourth time because I was so incoherent, right? Because of the adrenaline. A tree breaks off because this bear's like running or something, wherever it's going. And he's like, holy crap, man. And he starts freaking out. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? So I go, hey, first thing at this point now, like I've reeled it back in, right? I go, get off the bike. Let's walk back a couple hundred yards. Then all I have to do, we'll get on the bikes. All I have to do is be faster than you. And he's like, oh man, he's giving me a hard time about that. He's like, you'd leave me out there? I go, dude, what do you think? I'm going to leave you out there? No. So that was one crazy time up at Mount Shasta. Another crazy time. Dude, I should do a video just on crazy ass stories out in the woods. Because like a lot of these are just unbelievable. We're mountain bike riding again. We're camping up at Lake Siskiyou, up at Mount Shasta. And smearing poop on the bus window when the driver isn't. That's crazy. So we're riding down another woods road. This is before the bear incident. And we come across this camp, like out in the middle of nowhere. And I see this Rastafarian dude, like from the movie, like Training Day or New Jack City. Just fill in a Steven Seagal movie, whatever it is. This Rastafarian badass dude, like yelling at this, figured like the worst hygiene dreadlock looking female that you could possibly imagine, yelling at her to get into this tent and to get out of the way. Little kid playing with, didn't know until his parents stopped him. Know the feeling, had a mountain lion. Yeah, it's crazy. So this guy is like yelling at this woman to get in this tent. So she runs in this tent and like zips it up and hides. And dude, he unleashes two freaking huge Rottweilers on us. And my relative kind of like freaks out. And after a while, I started getting used to it because riding here in San Diego, sometimes dogs come up on you. I jumped off my bike, I grabbed it, and I used it like a Spartan shield to kind of like, diarrhea. Use it as a Spartan shield to kind of go, okay, I got to kind of like deflect this dog out of the way running, which dog's probably $150. I don't know if I could have deflected it. And there's two dogs, right? So meanwhile, Rastafarian dude comes up and he's got the Jamaican accent, right? Yo, man, what you doing out here in the woods, man? And so I'm like getting pissed, like, dude, you freaking dogs, And then it dawned on me that we just freaking rode our bikes into a freaking illegal pot farm base camp. And I kind of looked at my relative Chris like, hey, let's just be a couple Fonzies here, de-escalate the situation, and let's get out of here so we don't get smoked with somebody pulling out a freaking gat and just capping us out in the woods. So, I told him, hey man, I'm sorry. I saw the dogs, the adrenaline. I go, we're just mountain bike ride. I started going into that, hey, I'm the nicest guy in the woods. Please don't kill me, sir, sort of thing. And, it's like, oh, what, man, get out of here. Turn around. You go out of here. You go to, it's like, hey, not a problem, not a problem. Hey, mass respect, bro, not a problem. So we got out of there, and we get on this Forest Service road. So I see this forest ranger. I'm like, hey, dude, stop, dude, stop. So he stops. He goes, hey, what's up? Everything okay? I go, man, we just got chased out of the woods by this freaking Rastafarian with these dogs and da-da-da-da-da-da. And he's like, hey, man. He gets real low. Like, he's like, he wants to, like, be quiet. He goes, hey, dude. He goes, we don't go in there. We don't go in the woods. We're outgunned. I'm like, well, what are you talking about? You guys are freaking U.S. Forest Rangers, Like, I'm kind of talking like they're the Marines, And he's like, no, bro, no, you don't understand. No, we're outgunned. There's like L.A. gangs that come up here in their base camp out in the woods, and they just grow pot. This is for California legalized all the bull crap and all that stuff. He goes, they come up here and do base camps, and they grow, and then they just bring it back down to L.A. He goes, you guys are lucky that, this dude let you guys go or didn't steal your bikes and make you walk out. And we're like, oh, crap, So we get back to camp, and of course, we got to tell everybody in camp that, these Rastafarians shook us down and dogs and da-da-da. And the girls are like, hey, can you get in the truck and can you take us there and show us? And I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding. No, I'm not going to go back there. All I need is to go back and see freaking New Jack City dude, and he's going to recognize me. And now all of a sudden, he's driving my GMC Yukon. No, it's not going to happen. I was told on TV in the 80s, only one few game wardens used it, thinking of 17 the whole state. I don't know how many game wardens there are. I've been out in the woods hunting quite a bit. I've only seen one game warden in all the years that I've been in San Diego, and I've been out here since 1984. So it's been a while. 1984. Now, I think they're hanging around more near the water in San Diego and SoCal because there's probably more fishing violations, coastal violations with too many people. Hell no, we're not going back. Yeah. I've only seen one. But of course, there's a lot of people that do multi-jurisdictional stuff down here close to the border. So you got Border Patrol doing stuff. You got BLM cops or rangers, whatever they call them. Forest Service people. I've seen more armed Forest Service cops than I've actually seen like game wardens. But everybody that I've bumped into has been really cool. And if you talk to folks, you treat them with respect and such. Proceeded to bond with Daddy overhand. Crazy, Brian. Crazy. You're having fun tonight, brother. Yeah, I've only seen one out there, and it was only during like bird season. And I wasn't even bird hunting. I was just out hiking, and a game warden was driving by, and I waved hi, and he waved hi, and that was the end of it. But yeah, I'm sure they got a tough job to do if there's only a handful of them in a state with what 30 million people. Maybe they're outgunned, dude. Even the Forest Service, they're outgunned. They're not designed for that, and it's nuts. Even like I had a friend work for the National Park Service as a law enforcement officer down in Texas. And he used to talk about how the cartel used to go across the Rio and bring drugs in. And if the general public knew half, it would be nuts. How old are you, if I can ask? Love to Wander wants to know. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I'm 26. No, I'm 54 years old. I'm going to be 55 this year. Born in 1965, baby. Yeah. Um, Still love doing youth stuff. Still love the outdoors. My baby's 30 years old. No, not doing that, bro. Not doing that. Um, Daughter's 30 years old. We still go out. We do a lot of stuff together. Um, she's featured a couple of videos. Hopefully, I can get her in a couple more of my videos. She's there. You go. Um, she's got a cool dog. I think I'm going to feature on the channel here real soon. His name's Rambo, and he's a Belgian Malinois. And if you're wondering what a Belgian Malinois is, if you saw John Wick 3, it's the dogs that Holly Berry had. I was a ranger in Alaska. We carried AR-15s, pump shotguns. Dude, you got to out there, Grizzlies, and you guys are on your own, man. And probably backup is hours away, if that. So you have to be a diplomat. What kind of poop routine does Rambo have? He's leaving a lot of landmines out there in my archery range. So my daughter has to go out there and take the landmines out of my archery lane, because for some reason the dog, out of all the place in the backyard, likes to do it right near where I stand at my 15-yard pin and shoot, and right in front of my target. So me and Rambo need to have a little talk about proper hygiene. Dressing up like a girl. Brian's having just a coming off the rails tonight, Brian. You are awesome, baby. Yeah. He's dressing up like a girl tonight. At least you're having fun, dude, during this coronavirus thing. And that's the whole reason for this live chat tonight. 65. It was a good year. The 70s were a good time to grow up. Excuse me, even the early 80s. I mean, the porch light was our social media to come in. And, it was just a good time. It was a great time. We didn't wear seatbelts. We rode in the back of trucks. We drank out of, garden hoses. And we lived to tell about it. So we're going to survive this corona thing, folks. It's not going to be a problem. Just practice good hygiene, have a good attitude, and let's help one another. Brian, thank you. So with that, I'm going to call it a day. I got to get a couple hours rest before we hit it hard again tomorrow. And like I said, let's take care of our neighbors at this time. This is the time for us to be the best version of ourselves that we can be. And let's go out and show our family. Let's go out and show our friends what awesome people that we are. Let's take care of our grandparents. Let's take care of our neighbors that maybe can't get out. And this is the time really to extend a hand and just show folks how much we love them. And I love you guys out there. I don't know when I'm going to be able to post another video. I hope it's soon. But I wanted to do a stay up, talk about good-looking animals with me. We may do another live video soon. This seems to be pretty good, and I just wanted to spend a little time with you, make you laugh tonight, share some crazy stories, and we'll do it again here real soon. Broseph, thank you for the super chat, buddy. I'm making Broseph I do wood burning, and I'm going to make Broseph a gear holder. So I'm going to be burning this onto this piece of wood for my buddy. So look for that. If you guys want to follow along, Instagram, Facebook, I post stuff all the time on there. Follow along. Let's have some dialogue. And you guys take care. Peace out. Love you guys. Keep your head on a swivel. Take care of your families. Take care of yourself. Stay healthy. Get some rest. And we'll talk with you soon. Take care.